Hey, what's up guys? It's your fellow Cafetero Norte here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we got a spicy one, a good one, man. Holy! We're talking about the FA Community Shield final between Crystal Palace and Liverpool, which Crystal Palace ended up winning in penalties. Man, let's go! My boy Daniel Muñoz and Lerma featured in this match, and it was a really good match, man. So, in this video, you can look forward to seeing the highlights, talking more about the statistics and how the match went, the match events, and then finally we'll be talking about Daniel Muñoz and Lerma, talking about their performances, their key moments, and then we'll be giving them a rating at the end of the game based on what we thought the performance was. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So from here we can see Crystal Palace ended up winning. It was 2-2 in regular time, and the Pens ended up being 3-2. Yeah, we'll look at the lineups first. So for Crystal Palace, it was relatively it was a normal lineup that they would normally have. Kamara was the only player that was sort of interesting because they have so many variants that they could put in the midfield. I think they chose Kamara for dominance and more creativity. It was unfortunate that Kamara only played 30 minutes in this match, and then that Hughes came on for Kamara and also gave some creativity. They opted not to bring Lerma on earlier, as Lerma is more of a defensive player and doesn't offer that creativity that Hughes does or Kamara does. But he did feature on later in the match. And in terms of the rest of the team is pretty much the same. Daniel Muñoz played the whole entire match. We'll get more into him, but he had a fantastic game today. And then looking at Liverpool squad was interesting. A lot of new players, man. Kirkes, obviously, Frimpong, Wirtz, Etekite playing. And then this midfield without Gravenberch or McAllister. I think they were both on the bench, or Gravenberch is injured. He wasn't able to play this match, but McAllister did feature after. But in terms of their team was very interesting. A lot of new players, and sadly for Colombiano, not seeing Luis Diaz, it was unfortunate because I was a big fan of Liverpool and I loved watching them last season. I'm gonna miss watching them because they still play fantastic football. In this match, they portrayed a lot of good football. But Crystal Palace also played fantastically. I just want to shout out, Wirtz played fantastically. I don't know why they got a 6.3 rating. I thought they played better. Ekatike really impressed me. He played fantastically. He played in all the channels. He was really good at making runs. Technically, he's fantastic. So, yeah, they had a great game, but, man, it was matched by Crystal Palace, which, man, they're such a hard team to face. Honestly, they really are. So, the way the match went, it actually was for both halves. Like, Liverpool came out strong because they attack with so many players. They have so many players that can hurt you, and they play so dynamically. They all interchange positions, so it was very hard for Crystal Palace in the first 10 minutes to get a grip of the game. And they couldn't hold on. I mean, the first goal came in the 4th minute, I believe. Yeah, Hugo Etekite scored in the 4th minute. We'll get more into that goal. But after 10 or so minutes, Crystal Palace started getting back in the game, and they started creating chances. That's when they got their penalty. Actually, let's just look at the highlights automatically. Why not? So this is the first goal from Hugo Ekatike. So as you can see, they're overwhelming on Daniel Muñoz's side too. That's the side part, but it was a nice, beautiful ball. Ekatike scores it. Oh man, it was a nice goal. I can't complain, man. And it was no one's fault. Like, it was just difficult, man. Look how many Liverpool players are in the half. Like, playing Liverpool is always going to be a hard game, and they're going to be a great team this season. Especially like knowing the players that they do have. They signed some really good players. Unfortunately, that Luis Diaz couldn't be there. But as I said, after this, Crystal Palace started to get the grips of the game, and this is when they won the penalty. So Ismail Lachar won the penalty. Before this play, there was a beautiful pass by, I believe, Eze, that passed it onto Jean-Philippe Mateta, and he was one-on-one on goal, but couldn't take advantage of that. The Alisson got a parry, and then eventually it got back to Ismail Lachar, who came in the box and started wiggling, and eventually, yes, won this, which it was a penalty. Philippe Mateta stepped up to the penalty plate. We'll skip a little forward. Slots it in beautifully. That was super hard for any goalkeeper to see, especially because he didn't shoot it in a way that made it easy for the goalkeeper to know where he was shooting. So it was a very good penalty. And I thought Crystal Palace was doing very well at this point, but unfortunately, as you're gonna see in the next goal, oh man, This one just annoyed me so much. Look at this, like, oh, so it was such a fluke goal. It was a beautiful goal. I'll give Frimpong his flowers, but it was such a fluke goal, especially when Crystal Palace is getting back in the game. They just scored a goal, and then this happens. Man, look, see, you see Muñoz. Muñoz is all angry. Let's look back at that. Muñoz is all angry. Look at him. Look at him yelling. Look at him yelling. Of course. Yo, ah, man, it was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. And at this point, I was excited because this game was fantastic. Like, the game was good, man. Both teams were punching, both teams were playing, right? But it was just so unfortunate to concede this goal, especially when I was cheering for Crystal Palace in this game, notably. But yeah, no, it was still good. The first half finished with 10 minutes of extra time. But in the second half, it was more the same. Liverpool started off strong, but again, after the 10 or so minute, Crystal Palace took up grips in the game, and they actually started dominating. They started making it extremely even. The game was extremely even from large parts of the match, even though Liverpool had more possession, I believe. They had more of the ball. But in terms of chances and all that, it was very even. We'll look more at the stats right after, see if I'm correct or not. But I think in the, so right here, 77th minute, after Liverpool and Crystal Palace created many chances, a beautiful pass by Wharton. Wharton had a great game. Wharton had a fantastic game. Such a good player, man. I know many people who already watch Crystal Palace will know he's a fantastic player. But what a good ball. And Sarr, who had amazing moments in this match, but didn't overall play that amazing, had a great goal. So I can't say anything bad. He won the penalty, and then he scores the tying goal. So yeah, we can't complain at all. And I know I was saying Liverpool had been playing better. Was playing very good the whole entire match. But honestly, if we were to look in the entirety of the match, I thought Crystal Palace was the better team, and that has to do with many of the events that happened in this game. So firstly, the second goal was fluke. If that hadn't happened, there were other chances that Liverpool had that they could have capitalized on. Dean Henderson made a lot of good saves, but so did Alisson. You know what I mean? So that second goal was very unfortunate. And then there was another right here. I think it was after so 2 minutes after, there was a little bit of controversy. I think that should have been a penalty, because that would have been a penalty anywhere else, especially when VAR was called. VAR was called, but they didn't call the referee to intervene. So they called it a corner kick, but that's a very controversial moment in the game, right? That could have been 3-2 to Crystal Palace, but doesn't really matter. See, like I tell you, in terms of the events of the match, it really could have gone Crystal Palace's way. But it doesn't really matter, because in penalties, Devaney, the youngster, put the nail in the coffin. You can see from here the total. Liverpool, they missed their first two, missed another one, so Liverpool did not have the great penalties. And I don't want to speak on Salah, because Salah did not have the best game. But I feel unfortunate because he's a fantastic player, but this match was not his game. He missed the first penalty. And Dean Henderson actually made 2 saves, so he was truly the hero in this one. But Devaney put the nail in the coffin. The missed penalties by Crystal Palace were by Sosa and Eze. Eze got saved by Alisson, and Sosa hit the crossbar. Overall, man, I'm ecstatic with this win. I'm so happy for Crystal Palace. I think there's a second ever title. Like, so last year was their first ever trophy for the FA Cup, and now they got the Community Shield the second year, man. This is fantastic. And this is Lerma and Muñoz making history in Crystal Palace. So this is fantastic. But yeah, let's now get into Muñoz's game, and as well as Lerma. Lerma only played 5 minutes, but actually, let's look at the statistics. So yeah, as we can see, Liverpool did have more of the ball, but Crystal Palace had 4 big chances. They had 14 shots, so they did have more shots. There was 3 goalkeeper saves by Dean Henderson, obviously, but the 2 saves by Alisson. So no matter what anyone says, Crystal Palace played a fantastic game in this match, and they did deserve it, in my personal opinion. I'm very happy for them. I'm very, very happy for them. But yeah, now let's get into Muñoz's performance. Muñoz played fantastically, man. I know the 6.9 seems very modest, but that was not how it was. Muñoz was compact defensively, fantastically. He intervened many times, didn't get past many times. Gakpo had a very difficult time with him. He also tracked back many times, winning the ball. So we can't say defensively he had a poor game. And in attack, he was always a presence, especially in the first half. He was always finding himself here. Kirkus was inside. He was finding himself here by himself. Made many crosses. Granted, a lot of the crosses were poor, but he had one cross where it went to Mitchell. Mitchell just hit the shot wide. And there was another one in the second half where he brought it back to Mateta, and Mateta just wasn't in a good position to shoot, or he just couldn't position himself properly to get a good shot off, even though he could have taken a touch and then gotten the shot off. But either way, man, Muñoz was fantastic this whole entire match. He didn't lose many duels. up and down the whole entire match, man. I don't know how he has those lungs, man. Yo, I wish I had those lungs, bro. I can't run. I can't run like that. I wish. But yeah, yo, man, Muñoz, fantastic. In terms of a rating, I know it says 6.9 there, but for me, the rating I'll give Muñoz is easily a 7. A 7.9. A 7. No, an 8.2 because they won the match. But he did everything, man. He did everything you could have asked for. I don't know why he got a 6.9. I don't think he lost many of his duels. Actually, let's look and see if he let's see his numbers. See, you see his heat map everywhere. 61 touches, decent passes, his crosses, so 50% more accurate. Dribbles, 2 successful dribbles, beautiful. And no duels. He didn't lose his duels. He lost a lot of his aerial duels, but in terms of ground duels, he won most of them. I thought he was fantastic. And then now let's get into Lerma. Lerma came on in so he came on the 85th minute for Wharton, who had a fantastic game. But Lerma, although he didn't have many minutes, the minutes that he did have, he portrayed a lot of solidity. So he was good on the ball. He was good in defense. He would slot in and he would mark all the players that he needed to mark, fitting in perfectly. And then Mark Gay got injured, I think, in the stoppage time, and Lerma slot into that position, bringing Devaney on. Devaney, who scored the penalty, as I showed you earlier, the one to win it. But overall, you can't get mad at Lerma. I wish he would have got more minutes, but in a game like this, I can understand why he would opt to use Kamara and Hughes instead of Lerma. But Lerma did play a good game. The rating I will give Lerma is, I'll give him a 7 because they won the game, and 7 because he was solid, but he just didn't have enough minutes. That's all it was. But man, yo, this was a juicy game, man. This was a juicy game. I'm excited for what the season could bring. Hopefully, Crystal Palace can bring more of this and become more of just a mid-table team. Maybe they can push on to become even better. And now that they're in the Conference League, I can see them going very far in that tournament, especially knowing how well they do in tournaments. They won the FA Cup last year. They just won the the Community Shield. Man, yo, against the really hard opponents, Crystal Palace is very difficult to beat. They're very difficult to beat. But I'm excited to what they can do, see what more Muñoz can bring this season, we'll see what more Lerma can bring this season. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for both of them to play. In terms of Liverpool, again, I'm sad Luis Diaz left the team, but Liverpool, I'm not concerned about them, man. The quality they have and the style of play they play, it's just unfortunate that today they couldn't score the goals that they had. But they didn't create enough chances, honestly. Crystal Palace, I'll give them the flowers. They were the better team. But, yo, without further ado, that was the end of this video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you liked the video. Please let me know if there's any changes or any critiques to the video styles. I'm only learning. This is only my 3rd video. So just have patience. Everything's going to continue getting better. And the content you can expect to have from my channel would be more content like this and focus on Colombian players and Canadian players, as Cafeteria Norte is about Colombian and Canadian players. TFC content next year. Next week I'm gonna be at the TFC game. There's gonna be a vlog for that, so stay tuned for that. And TFC, man, they're looking a little exciting too. But yeah, man, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.